Hello, I'm Tarquinn and welcome to my first vlog video. In this video I'm going to be talking about all the different projects I have going on this channel, as well as making my computer squeak. First off, I wanted to talk about the NES Timeline series. That series is going to continue to go on. What I want to know from you is whether or not you would like to see one video 5 days a week or one video 7 days a week from that series, because I have a lot of episodes recorded ahead of time, skipping over the games that are one player or that I'm playing one player. Just let me know whether or not you would like to see those videos 5 days a week or 7 days a week, because I know all of you don't watch videos every day. And if you do, you probably have mine and other people's to watch as well. Going along with the NES Timeline, another thing that I wanted to ask you about is whether or not you want to see me start the Game Boy timeline and the Super Nintendo timeline. I will be starting both of them eventually, but do you want me to start them in the order in which they relate to the Nintendo? For example, the Nintendo has 208 games before the Game Boy is 208, 209, something like that. So I want to know if you want to see me start doing the Game Boy games when they relate to the Nintendo games, and the Super Nintendo games, which the Super Nintendo comes out much later than that. I think it comes out, 91. So when the Super Nintendo comes out, there are over 500 games already on the Nintendo and over 110 games on the Game Boy. Just let me know what you want to see out of that series. Do you want to see them in the order in which they were released, or would you like to see Nintendo games and Game Boy games going at the same time, regardless of whether or not they were released near the games that I'm playing on the other system? I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, it will be over 200 Nintendo games before I start the Game Boy series. Also, I have a lot of series that I've started on my channel, and a couple of you laugh at me for starting too many games at once. I have a list in front of me of all the games that I've started that I haven't completed yet, and this is not including the NES Timeline. I'm going to list those games off for you. I think what I'm going to do is try to finish these games in the order in which I started them, so that if there's a game that I was having trouble with, cough cough, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that I'm just going to have to finish it and not move on until I finish it. Ultimately, the direction that I'd like the channel to go in is I would like to be doing the NES Timeline once a day, a co-op if I have it, which will take precedence over the games that I've chosen to play. So, say right now I'm doing a co-op with my wife of Dungeon Siege, and I'm also playing Secret of Mana, which I chose to play. If I have episodes of both of those, I'm going to upload the Dungeon Siege episodes until I don't have any more, and then I will go back to the game that I chose. I would have, on one day, let's say every other day, I would have an NES Timeline game and a game that I chose. And then on the opposite days of those, I would be uploading another NES Timeline or Game Boy or Super Nintendo, depending on how far along I am, and the earliest started requested game. Yes. So if I'm looking at my list right here, the games that I have started that I haven't finished are Breath of Fire 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Puzzle Quest, Battleship, Circle of the Moon, Mickey's Speedway USA, Secret of Mana, Kickle Cubicle, Mario's Picross, Chrono Cross, Bucky O'Hare, and Dungeon Siege. On, say, Monday, I would have an NES Timeline episode and a Breath of Fire 2 episode because I chose to play that game. And then on Tuesday, I would have a NES Timeline game, and the first requested game on there would be Mickey Speedway USA, which was requested by New York. And I would continue. On Wednesday, I'd go back to Breath of Fire. Thursday, I'd go to Mickey Speedway, and I would keep going until I finished those games. And then I would move on to the next game after Breath of Fire, which would be Ninja Turtles, and the next game after Mickey Speedway would be Kickle Cubicle. So let me know what you think of that method. That way I have at least 2 videos a day, and sometimes I won't be able to put up two videos a day. That just happens. Life happens like that. So let me know if you want to see the NES Timeline games 7 days a week, because I'm not going to be doing the LPs. I mean, NES Timeline is an LP, but I'm not going to be doing the Breath of Fires and Kickle Cubicles and everything 7 days a week. I would only be doing those 5 days a week, because I don't have time to record 14 videos a week. I do still have a list of the games that have been requested to me, and if you'd like to see a list of those games, or hear me list those games, I guess I could just put them in the description in another video. Just let me know and I'll put them on there. And all of the questions that I've asked you during this video, I'm going to create a poll for them, and I will put that in the video description below. Any questions you want me to hear your answer to, be sure and click on those polls, and I'll name them and give you links and all that stuff and make it easy. And if there's any comments or suggestions or requests or anything, put them in the video below. I thought that the vlog would be the best way to relay these messages because I had a hard time thinking about what I wanted to say while I was doing the LPs. So I asked whether or not you'd like to see a vlog or see me stumble along through the videos, and it was voted that you wanted to see a vlog. So this is me being myself, not playing any games. So I hope you liked this first vlog. Let me know what you think, and yes, feedback is very welcome. And I'm going to try to start up this plan of playing the NES Timeline and a game that I picked and a request that I am playing, and I'll just keep going. Also, the games that I'm getting hung up on, particularly Ninja Turtles and Mickey Speedway, would you like to see all the fail, even if I multiple fail throughout the entire video and I don't actually progress? Do you want to see that, or do you want to see fail montages tacked on to successful runs of the game? So again, there's another question to add to the list of polls below. So all that being said, if you have any new topics that you want me to talk about in future videos, new questions, anything you want to ask me, just let me know down below. This has been my first vlog. Thanks for watching.